This must be America's strangest riot. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Hidden History with Frank Strickland. You know, everybody, I've seen a lot of riots throughout my lifetime, going all the way back to the 60s to today. But in hindsight, this has got to be one of the most bizarre, unnecessary reasons I've ever seen. The year was 1922. It was a time when a gentleman wouldn't dare be caught without his hat. But not just any hat, mind you. No, there were rules, unwritten rules, but rules as firm as the concrete canyons of New York City itself. The kind of rules that could get a man a nod of approval or a swift kick in the ass. Straw hats, boaters mostly, light and airy, perfect for the sweltering summer months. From May 15th, Straw Hat Day. They were everywhere. A sea of woven straw bobbing above the bustling crowds. But come September 15th, a date etched in every fashion-conscious man's mind as Felt Hat Day. Those straw hats were to vanish, replaced by a more substantial, more serious felt. It was a tradition, a rather odd one by our standards today, but a tradition nonetheless. And for years, young ruffians saw this transition as an invitation to, well, let's call it fashion enforcement. They'd knock straw hats off heads, stomp on them with glee, a bit of rowdy fun, mostly harmless. Mostly. But in 1922, something changed. The air was different. Tension simmered. Perhaps it was the post-war restlessness, or just the sheer number of young men with time on their hands. Whatever it was, the innocent hat-smashing took a dark turn. It began not on the 15th, but 2 days earlier, September 13th, a Wednesday. A group of boys in Manhattan, perhaps feeling a bit antsy, jumped the gun. They started snatching straw hats from factory workers, giving them the customary stomp. Nothing new, right? Wrong. These workers weren't just any factory workers. They were tough men. Men who had labored long hours. Men not to be trifled with. And when these self-appointed fashion police tried to disarm a group of dock workers, well, the dock workers didn't take kindly to it. They fought back, and they fought back hard. What began as a schoolyard prank quickly erupted into a full-blown brawl. Fists flew. Shouts echoed through the streets. Traffic on the mighty Manhattan Bridge ground to a halt as men slugged it out. Police sirens wailed, and officers, badges gleaming, had to physically tear men apart. The newspapers called it a riot, and this, America, was just the beginning. Over the next 8 days, the Straw Hat Riot raged. Gangs of teenagers, emboldened by the initial skirmishes, took to the streets like urban buccaneers. They weren't just knocking hats off anymore. No, they were armed. Some with sticks. Some, disturbingly, with nails driven through their clubs. They hunted for anyone still daring to wear a straw hat. If you resisted, you were in for a beating. Hospital beds filled with men sporting black eyes, broken noses, and bruised egos. At its peak, 1,000 strong, a mob of teenagers swept along Amsterdam Avenue, a human wave of destruction, leaving a trail of mangled straw hats in their wake. Even off-duty policemen found themselves caught in the maelstrom, their authority temporarily forgotten in the chaos. The law, initially slow to react, finally swung into action. Magistrate Peter A. Hading laid down the law. A man, he declared, had the right to wear what he pleased, even in a January snowstorm. Fines were handed out. Jail sentences, short but sharp, were imposed. Some young offenders were even marched to the station to face the wrath of their own parents. Imagine that. The Straw Hat Riot of 1922 was the biggest, the baddest, the most bizarre fashion-based uprising in American history. It was a moment when silly social custom boiled over into a citywide chaos. The straw hat, the symbol of summer gentility, began its slow fade after this. The boater, once ubiquitous, became a relic. The riot, though bizarre, served as a peculiar punctuation mark, highlighting the absurd power of social conventions and the volatile spirit of a generation. That's all I've got for you today. Take care, everybody.
We're not going to make it, are we? People, I mean.
It's in your nature to destroy yourselves.
Yeah. Major drag, huh?